felt it the special way.
Yeah, that's the PR people knew how to do it. What the backwards are, they're very on top of their game today.
Now, Korn is a very famous band. Tell me about the initiation of Korn.
Well, their guitar player left because he was going crazy from drugs. I had just gotten sober and had been friends with the guys for a long time. So they asked me to come play with them because I was sober. And so it was really, the story is about me not dying and getting the best gig of my life, being sober. So I like to carry that message because a lot of people think you can't be a musician, your life's sober if you get sober, you know, things like that. So the whole miracle happened because of my recovery. And so now that's a big mission of what I do is I have a program called Rock to Recovery where we use music to treat people. And so I'm very passionate about that.
Well, music is so beautiful and it's so healing. It's just, it seems like drugs become such an important part in the music as far as bands go, as far as sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right, so sex, drugs, and rock and roll is like the old mantra, but now because we all watch so many people dying, you'd be surprised at how many amazing musicians are sober out there. I won't name names because they have a right to anonymity, but I'm talking guys in the biggest of the biggest of the biggest bands are now sober. And so what we realize is that you can be an incredible person, musician, artist, entertainer, whatever. There's actors, Academy Award winners who are completely sober. So I just like to spread that message and come out and hopefully somebody finds hope in that.
It's really interesting. You said when you got sober, then this great thing happened for you.
Absolutely, yeah. The biggest success, okay, my brain said my music career was over once I left the industry because of my addiction. It was actually me getting sober that got me the best gig of my life.
And what was the decision that you made to get sober? What were the steps that you took after that?
My life was a complete show, and my family kind of held an intervention like, we're done with you, dude, unless you get help. And at that point I knew I had nowhere else to go, so I said fine, let me try, and they were right. It's an incredible life. I've never been happier.
Don't the drugs affect your musical ability? I mean, singing, playing?
Yeah, well, it was tough for me because my first record deal I got on piles of drugs, so I gave the credit to the drugs like a lot of artists do. And then I crashed and burned. So then I was like reprogrammed with my recovery program, if you will, that it wasn't the drugs, it was me. And so once you get rid of the things that are killing you and slowing you down, you have the best success and the best life you ever dreamed of.
That's really, really interesting. Did faith or your belief system play a role in getting you delivered from these drugs?
Yeah, it's definitely a spiritual program. Dealing with the trauma and the guilt and the shame and the anger and all the stuff that you're holding, got to learn how to process it, get rid of it. And that helps me attune myself better to spirituality, love, connecting with people. You're really tuning your spirit. It's really that's what I did anyhow, and many of my friends that have success in sobriety.
Why is there so much temptation in the music industry?
I think it's a lot of reasons. I think it's a creative outlet. It shuts off the voices that tell you this idea or this song or this movie is stupid. And it makes you feel like everything's great. And also I think a lot of artists bring a lot of damage and emotional issues, and that's why they're artists, because they're very emotional beings. So I think there's a combo of those issues.
How can they get in touch with you if they are musicians, they do want to get off drugs, they don't want to do this anymore, they now want to be like you because you're a great model?
Yeah, find me on Instagram. It's the easiest. It's Wes Geer, Wesgeer. Very easy. I'm out there. I'll be happy to chat with you.